Welcome to the homework solution tutorial. This is on 3D, completing the square. Here I will be covering number 1 and number 2 only by just solving by completing the square. Completing the square is actually my favorite thing to do. Alright, so let's do number 1 here. Remember, we can only complete the square when it looks like ax squared plus bx, okay? So we have to move that constant over. So we're going to add 15 to both sides. Okay, this gets you now an x squared plus 4x is equal to 15. We can now complete the square. Okay, we want to get the b and we want to cut it in half. So this is 4 divided by 2 gets us that number 2. Now we want to square it, to 2 squared is equal to 4. 4 is what we're adding to both sides. Okay, this now allows us to simplify. 15 plus 4 is 19. This now gets us, this becomes a perfect square. So x plus 2 and x plus 2. Okay, those are its factors. You can also just write that as just x plus 2 squared. All right. And it says to just solve by completing the square. So it equals to 19 right now. Okay. Now, you still have to get x alone. So what you need to do is, let me just copy this because we're not done. We complete the square, but we still have to solve. Here you go. I'm now going to square root both sides. This gets us an x plus 2 is equal to the radical 19. Subtract 2 to both sides, subtract 2 to both sides. Remember, when you take the square root, it's plus and minus. So x is equal to negative 2 plus and minus square root 19. You cannot break down radical 19. Okay, so this is your final answer. All right, let's do the next one. Okay. Oh, you see, it's already in a very neat form. It's already in ax squared plus bx. Okay, so we can now just complete the square. So b is equal to, we want to cut b in half. So this is negative 6 divided by 2 equals to negative 3. We want to get negative 3. We're going to square it. This gets us our 9. So 9 is what we're adding to both sides. So x squared minus 6x is equal to 35. So I'm going to add 9 here. I'm going to add 9 here. This gets us to simplify. 35 plus 9 is 45. And this can be just x squared minus 6x plus 9. So I simplify one side. Now I can factor the other side. So this just becomes x minus 3 squared equals to 45. We're not done. Remember, we complete the square. We're done completing the square, but now we gotta solve. So got to square root both sides. Let me do that in red so you can see that's the inverse. Yep, square root 45. This now gets us x minus 3 is equal to the square root of 45. Remember, it's plus and minus. I'm going to do this on the side. Remember, the square root of 45 can be broken down into the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. Put it in its individual radicals. Radical 9 can be broken down into 3. So this can be broken down to just 3 radical 5. So it's x minus 3 is equal to plus and minus 3 radical 5. X is not alone. You still have to add that 3 to both sides. Okay. It becomes x is equal to 3 plus and minus 3 radical 5. There you go. And that is a 1 and 2 on completing the square.